I'm Orlando Jones, and I just want you to know that the Moana Nui Podcast will be starting soon. Stay tuned, yo.
I'm Veronica Taylor, and from myself and Ash Ketchum, I just want to say, Moana Nui, I choose you!
Aloha mai. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Moana Nui Podcast. We are excited to start 2024 and off with a bang.
Yes.
We took a little break over the holidays so our team could rejuvenate and recharge the batteries and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're back and we're excited to do a collaboration tonight with our friend here, the most epic Michael Watson, from writer of Hotshot, publisher at Freestyle Comics, co-founder of Agents of Geekdom, just all the things that he does. Tonight is a little bit of a highlight, a little bit of a celebration, really, because Mike is currently promoting for his 12th issue of Hotshot as an independent creator, self-publishing his own series. I don't know if there's anybody else who's done that many in a series. I didn't do my homework, so if I'm lying,
there's a couple.
Okay.
There's a couple. It's a rare find, but a couple.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just, I got to give him his flowers because for anybody who understands what it takes to make independent comics, one is not easy. And to consistently do this for 12 issues while raising a family and running a publishing company and being an educator and running a network and just all the things. Just wanted to make sure that y'all know what he does. And give him a chance to, just come on for us to catch up. And of course, it's always good to be back with Dana because I think it's been a while since the two of us have been on a show, as we've been growing.
I think the last time was when we did the end of the year event. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, as the show's been growing, it's, you see more faces on the podcast, which is what we envision the entire time anyway. But just know that we're still here. We're just letting
behind
other
the
people take the front seat.
Well, I would like to say I am so impressed with y'all's growth, where you are at, how the show has been going, how you guys have just been spreading your wings and just flying across the stream. I think you guys have been doing a fantastic job online producing the show, and just to watch it from the beginning of the show, helping you guys with your promo art, and then seeing where you guys are right now with everything that you've been doing. It has been completely fantastic. I always recommend your show when I'm out at shows and talking to people about podcasts.
Hey, Kalala. Yeah, she said the same thing. It's been a while since you've seen us both. Yes, it is a rare occurrence now, so cherish the moment.
Exactly. And watch our end of the year. I think it's both of us along with some of our other people on our team. We all got on there, talked about everything about the year and so many other topics that we talked about, and occasionally we went off the rails during it. So if you want to get a good laugh, watch it on our YouTube channel.
Hey, Tessa, I knew it was you. I just, was trying to protect your name if you don't, associate it. So, it's been great. It's been great. 2024 is going to be awesome for us too. But but tonight we're here to talk about Mike. Yes. So, let's talk about this Hotshot. So tell us a little bit about what you got going on. We got your Kickstarter, which is off to a great start, and we have more time for people to come on and help you get some stretch goals and everything. But for those who may not know Hotshot yet, Can you help folks understand like who your character is, what inspired it, and what kind of got you going with this?
All right. Well, Hotshot is our ongoing comic series. It's our longest running series of freestyle comics. It's about a young man who is trying to win back his ex-girlfriend, who breaks up with him because she feels he is cheating on her, and he is not, but he is stepping out on her and a superhero life. And this story comes out of my college life, my sophomore year, going through the realities of trying to live and survive a breakup. Myself, I was depressed, and this story is how I started exploring that and checking it out and seeing, because the question came to me, like, I knew we weren't getting back together, and I'm a geek, as you can tell by my environment. I was like, how the hell does Peter Parker do it? Or Clark Kent and all these other superheroes in their relationships, and like they always end up back together, but like, what would happen if they don't get back together? Like, how would these people move on? How would they handle it and things like that? And like, that's what the narrative was about, because these two people, and it's not a spoiler, they're not going to get back together. How do they handle this? How do they move forward? How does he continue to be a superhero with this hurt, because he knows it's his fault? And I know people like to argue with me about this, but it is Mike's fault. It is not Carla's
They like to claim someone else's fault,
right
in the series.
Yeah,
I'm not going to drop names, Morgan.
Right, like, which it's funny you said it, because the internship for Freestyle Comics just kind of started this week, and part of their inauguration is that all the interns have to read all the issues of Hotshot. So getting their feedback on it, and a couple of them were like, they don't understand, like they feel like Carla's one-sided and why she's so mad. And I haven't talked to him about it yet. We're going to do it on Sunday, but like, Carla's mad because she's right. Because Mike is in the wrong in this situation, and I want to make that absolutely clear. And that's part of his guilt, and how he has to eat that and find a way to move forward. And Victor Dandridge, my brother, he wrote the first 6.5 issues of it. And I took over the writing duties completely on issue 9, and I have been tormenting Hotshot since then. Because this new story arc that we're in right now with issue 12 is called Unforgiven, and it deals with very serious issues and childhood trauma from Hotshot / Mike, that he is dealing with domestic violence. His stepfather put his hands on his mother when he was younger, and he didn't do anything about it. And he has a insurmountable amount of guilt surrounding that. And we are discovering in his adult life that is what's clouding his abilities to use his powers fully, because secretly, deep down, well, not secretly, but deep down inside, he really doesn't think he deserves to be a hero, or feels that he is one, because now he's risking his life and putting on the line that he has superpowers. But in the moment where he could have really proved that he was a hero to protect the most important person in his life at that time, he didn't. He laid in a bed and cried about it. So there's a lot of resounding doubt and anger and resentment. And I've let a few people read it. I mean, I'll let you guys check it out too. And I've come to discover that a lot of people that I'm close with are not the only ones that I'm not the only one that has dealt with this. Not in my circle of friends. And it was alarming how many people actually have. So this story has resonated with a lot of people already before it's even been released. And this question, it's really asking or saying, it's touching on what it means to be a real hero. Hotshot must face his recent failure through his past guilt and trauma. And how far is far enough when you get to, rectify something you feel like you messed up on, when time has stopped, and if you feel like it is giving you a second chance to pay back all that pain, all that hurt, and make up for it.
Yeah, that's definitely relatable, I think, for a number of reasons. Sorry, I'm just looking at something. But I'm proud to say that I am Team Carla. I've always been Team Carla. And not just because I'm a woman, because yes, it is his fault. And yeah, like, people have feelings. some people just, some people don't deal with them well, and I think we see that with both characters. Um, let's see. Most women are. I'm seeing a pattern. But see, like I think personally, I think that's a great accomplishment for Mike as a writer, because a lot of comics don't know how to write women, if they even care about writing about women at all, beyond just representing them in a more exploitative way. And so I think that's why Carla's character resonates with a lot of people, is because she is very relatable. She's very real. So how did you, I guess, what did you use as inspiration to help make Carla real? Like, did you ask for expertise from other people? Like, how do you bring that female perspective into your comics?
Well, Victor is the one who wrote the character, and he does an amazing job breathing life in the character with words. And he knows the entirety of the situation that happened to me in college, as him being one of the ears that I poured myself out to or whatnot. But he also was a good friend to the person that I was seeing at the time, so he knows both things. So he was able to write and scribe that in there, and it kind of didn't hit me. Issue 3, which is my favorite issue, because of the discussion between them. I had let one of my coworkers read it, who was not in the comic books. I just gave them the script, and I let them read issue 3, and she was like, "Well, where's the next issue?" I was like, "Well, I don't have that one. That one's still being worked on or whatnot." But like, she doesn't read comic books, and she said this is one of the most relatable conversations that she had ever had, that she read. She felt it, she understood it, and she was upset because she was like, just talk, like going through it. She just said it sounded like a real conversation between a woman and man discussing their relationship. And I knew at that point that we really had something with the voice of the characters, and that's where I want the strength to lie. I'm a big fan of anime, video games, and movies and stuff, so I would like to think that I know how to handle action. Victor knows how to write it. I know how to draw it. But where I really want to put our meat and potatoes in is in the relationships, in the conversations that are, very grounded. So talking to people. And when we do a comic, Victor and I, we're not offended, or we don't get in our feelings about our work. So when we hand out work or we give it to people to read, we are constantly asking for feedback. Like, hey, I want to know if you hate it or you love it. And if you hate it, just tell me why. Trust me, you're not going to hurt my feelings. My teacher told me my can of peas that I drew looked like a crapola sandwich. So I'm good. You guys will not offend me at all. We want these books to be the best that they can be, and we want them to be relatable. And they won't be relatable if people aren't being honest with us about how they're reading it and how they're taking it.
Yeah, that's very true. As someone who has been able to do some, advanced reading on your books and seeing some of the production stuff, I can attest that Mike is very open to his feedback. He's like, please tear it if you have to. Like, I want to know. And I think that's important as a writer. But not always easy, especially when you're like kind of getting started. You're like, oh, this is my baby, it's a very brave thing to put your story out there, and a story period. But I think even braver that it's a story that was like inspired by your life, and you're like putting yourself out there. But I think that is why people are resonating with it. Like, oh man, that's messed up. Like, what the hell is he doing? Well, what is he thinking?
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
Thank you.
Now, Mike, I guess a lot of people will want to ask, especially you going into your 12th issue, how do you figure out who are the best people to work with, not only being your editors, your artists, any different aspects? How do you make your team and also tweak your team as each issue comes along?
That again comes from the feedback that we get from people, Again, I always ask them what they think about the book, what they think about the art, the story, the character development stuff, and us being honest with it ourselves when we're looking at it. There are a lot of talented people, and sometimes they don't mix. There are people where I've loved their work, and while it may look of a certain level that's good enough for production, when we look at things, we're like, hey, we're both good, but we're not a match. So, we got to find someone that's a match for us, or or whatnot. Because we've had some really talented people working on the books or whatnot, and we had people that were only able to do one issue, and then they had to do something else, or we had a hiatus, and by the time we came back to them, they were already involved in some other work. But it's been a long journey, and I've been very lucky because I have Lori Foster as an anchor on our book, and Lori and I have wanted to work on some stuff for a minute before, because we've known each other in the indie scene, and then we just like, yeah, we got to work on something, and I had just kicked her out a page just to have some fun with, and I was like, yeah, I need you to ink. Yeah, you're the inker. She's already an amazing inker, but she just reads the lines really good, and we've just kind of been gelling, and we have like a really good communication. But then you have Veronica Smith, who we have great talks and conversation, but I fully trust her. Veronica's been coloring the book since issue 7. But she also colors Vigilance. She stepped in to color Emerald Quest. She colors Heroes International. She colors a lot of my pinups, and she just has grace to just color. Because she even comes to the point to where she would correct things or correct art if there was something that we missed in the edits or anything like that. But she knows how to bring mood to the atmosphere with her colors, and it just we kept building that trust with each issue and everything that we worked on. And I think because me and Veronica work together so much, because we just don't do comics together, she's colored pinups and things, that we've developed our relationship as as art partners or whatnot. And then Danny Cooper, my brother, he is the editor-in-chief of Freestyle Comics, and he is not afraid to tell me no or to disagree with me. And that's a relationship that we already had in place. So I used to live with Danny, and he would see the Hotshot pages. I mean, literally, I would have all the pages taped to a wall, and it'd be like 20, 24 pages, sketches, layouts, just all over the wall. And Danny would sit there with me, and we'd look at him, and he'd be like, dude, that looks like shit. Like, you need to go back and fix that. Like, his arm is janky, so it doesn't even look right. The arm doesn't do that. Like, real conversation and going back in there. And then Danny started doing the letters on the book, and he is very meticulous with that. But also he would catch things that we didn't catch in the edits, and he would send notes. And I feel like Danny's not just a letterer, but he's an artist too, because he blends Illustrator and Photoshop and really invest in the graphic design element of putting down the letters. Like, his letters pop, but they don't distract you, and he finds ways to weave the sound effects into the art. So it's just trial and error, talking, honest conversations, and sometimes some luck.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's good to have I know the team has changed a little over time, but you definitely have a core foundation of folks, and the more people are familiar with working with each other, and kind of know how to navigate, I mean, that's even better. And it's one of those, I don't know, it's just so hard to put together a solid team, and you kind of never know what's gonna be good, what's not gonna be good, and how that all plays out. So I think it's great that the FSK team has been pretty steady, throughout the years and everything.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard thing to do. Hotshot has been the most consistent, like I said, because Lori came on at issue 9, Veronica's been there since issue 7, Danny's been there since issue 5. So once we found the piece, and we kind of locked into it, and keeping them on board for a while. And we have other kind of inkers or colors that we trust on the book, so somebody could step in and do that as well. But we've also asked them to ink or color other things in our library. And I mean, you put together indie comic books too, so you know it's hard to keep people on time because like we don't always get to bring these books out when we want to bring these books, and people are always looking for work.
Yeah, 100%. It's really hard to keep teams, timelines, schedules, all that stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Absolutely agree, JD. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. Lettering is low key the make break of an indie book. Yes, I've heard many people say that for sure. Let's see. So, fun question. If you could have any person working on your series, no limitations, who would it be?
Oh, Lord. No limitations. Any person working on the book. Ooh, I'd have to roll with Ryan Otley, the artist of Invincible. Invincible is one of my biggest inspirations, and to have an issue of Hotshot drawn by that man, oh Lord, it would bring all the geeks to the yard. That would make me very happy because I mean, not that he knew about it, not that it was on his radar, but I was in competition with Ryan Otley. Whenever he brought out an issue of Hotshot, I'd be like, damn it. And I'd get the book and I'd start drawing, and I'm working on my next issue of Hotshot. And I was like, I gotta be better than Otley. I gotta put all this work into these pages. My pencils gotta be tight. My actions gotta be explosive. My panels gotta be dynamic. And then I put out an issue, like, yeah, I'm good. And that next issue of Invincible come out. Well, 6, 7, or 8 issues of Invincible come out before my next issue. And I'd be looking at him like, damn it, he just keeps getting better.
That's awesome. I think that's like what I love about you and your crew. Like you guys always find like ways to make competitions out of stuff,
Oh.
And like the iron sharpens iron thing, that's cool, and everybody loves a good competition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ryan, Ren, Vic, and Danny, we are always like trying to push each other. I've worked with you on things. I've worked with Danny J. Quick, Lonzo. Lonzo and I just won co-publisher of the year off the Beam Awards, and that I feel like comes from the fact that like me and Lonzo check in with each other. Like we're having conversations, and like we'll do things that not only trigger us but inspire us. Yeah. Like I saw Lonzo with this jacket on for Concrete in this interview we did. Number one, I was like, your branding's just so nice. I fucking hate you. And then he came out with just like this super slick, just graphic, simple bomber jacket. Lonzo's like a hip hop star in any photo and stuff that he takes. So he's just out here looking dope in this jacket. And I was like, we got to have a jacket now. And I'm looking at his jacket like, yeah, we got to make one that's on par with that. And we just, we're pushing each other. Like, he shouts me out at comic book conventions, and I shout him out like at shows as well. And it's just like we pushed each other, just keep going. And it's enough out here for everybody to eat.
Yes.
Some people have it in their head that like there's just only one small pond for these audiences. But like I was like, do you know how much people consume geekdom? People can like more than one thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I don't think that's with the people that I've worked with, I don't think that's a concern for us. So we know that there's plenty out here for everybody out. So when we get out here, we're really trying to push each other and help each other get to the next level.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, because if you think about fandoms, go look on your freaking shelf. How many books you got? Like, ain't nobody trying to gatekeep.
Right.
Like, please buy all the things. We're geeks.
Exactly. Now, let's see. JD asked the question, as a fellow creator, how does Mr. Watson stay focused on his flagship book instead of what a lot of tortured artists do and get lost in several other projects while hurting the flagship title in the process?
Good question. Good question.
It's a great question. I'm not very good at that. because honestly, when I was over at Short Fuse Media Group, we came out with one title, and I helped and pushed a lot of other people's titles because we had one Kickstarter channel, and I had 3 books. So I felt like I had my turn, so everybody else should get around a turn before I come back around, because I had 3 titles already, so I didn't want to hog it all. So I really tried to help push other people's books. And then when we did FSK, when we went back to being FSK, I came out with a new book, and then I pushed everybody else's titles to come out. And it was actually Travis Gibb who was like, "Hey man, y'all coming out with some bangers, baby, but where that Hotshot at? We need Hotshot out here. Like you need to make sure you're paying attention to that and bringing that book forward." And I was like, "You are right. You absolutely right." And so like really sitting down and chopping it up with Danny, with Lori, with Veronica, and talking about how can we get these books out? How can we get more Hotshot books out? And so like we made the decision, for this year that I'm going to get a co-artist, and every other issue of Hotshot's going to be drawn by somebody else. And we are going to set the goal of coming out with 4 issues of Hotshot this year, 2 issues of Vigilance this year, along with the other titles that we have. Like we need to step up our production and really work on our deadlines and actually adhere to those deadlines and track them. So that's how I handle it. I failed at it, and now I am trying to correct it.
Yes. Thank you, Morgan. That deal is coming for that. I believe that in the bottom of my heart.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Morgan heard us talk about him.
He manifested him out.
He made an appearance.
Morgan.
We love you, Morgan.
Here's Marlon. I'm waiting for him to chime in.
I know.
No, but yeah, that's a good question though. Especially out in these streets, it's a lot of like people who have their own IP, but also want to kind of break into like mainstream stuff, and it really is a balance. There's pros and cons to both.
Yes.
As someone who now does it, yeah.
Yes.
There's some good things, but there's some things like, man, see, this is why I do indie.
It's a
committee. Like
I know Moana's in the trenches when she has her hair up in a ponytail. When Moana's hair is up in a ponytail, my girl is in the trenches working, right?
Yes.
She's got about 4 or 5 projects going on at the same time, and they are circling around her. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I know she's in it.
Why you putting my secrets out there? It is true though. It is true. Yeah, we call that the Tita Bun in Hawaii. Like, back in the day, it was like, oh, they want to act up, huh? All right, here I come. Let me put my hair up.
Morgan says, "Oh, stop, y'all talking trash. I missed it."
Hey, they wild on top 5. I see like
they are
a reality show of people.
Yes.
You get on there, and it is just you better be ready, because a zinger can come from anywhere of those windows. So you best to be ready.
It's true. It's so true.
And Morgan,
you're right, Morgan.
Between the 2 of us, at least one of the 2 or both of us are in the trenches.
In the trenches at all times. At all times.
I'm peaceful.
Morgan
Until you're not, Morgan.
Peaceful my ass. I mean, you're not the most, the loudest. But you can be. It depends. You got to catch him in the mood.
Yeah. You do. I will say it takes a lot to trigger Morgan to get him going, but he's still spicy.
Oh Lord, it's all love in this AOG street.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, Michael, as far as with Hotshot, especially as you're progressing the series, are we going to see a future crossover that will cross into Hotshot from some of the other universes or other series that we may have, like a Justice League within Hotshot?
Absolutely. We are doing a crossover with Ace Blade this year. That is going to intersect with both our series. It's Hotshot 15 and Ace Blade 11. It's a 2-part story. We just haven't decided if part 1 is in my book or part 1 is in Danny's book, but we know they're crossing over. They will impact both of our stories. It's not just some random one shot that doesn't affect anything. They are going to be collaborative.
Nice.
Oh, Morgan says, y'all think I'm bad. Might be on 10 on there.
I do not. I'll be on 9. I'll be on 9.
9.5.
Ready to go to 10. Because you just don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know, because like Javon will start off peaceful and quaint, and then just it's like that. It's like a Grinch gets inside of him, and he just throws a wild fireball.
Yeah. It's true.
Then you got to do some stuff. Like they had a co-host on there, I forget his name. He was a real cool dude. He was putting out joke after joke after joke, and I was completely on his side. And then 45 minutes in the show, he came at me because he said something about MCU, and I'm like, it wasn't directly at me, but I get offended because I'm a big fan of the MCU. So I took it personally, and I was ready to go. So you don't know what's gonna pop when you're on that show. You just got to be ready.
That's right. You got to match that energy, you know.
Justin, there you go. But yeah, very excited about the Ace Blade Hotshot crossover. We announced it at FSCon. We showed it at our end of the year wrap up. We're creating a new villain for it in there. We'll be doing some of the art on there, but we are super ecstatic for it. And we also have Ace Blade and Lumberjack and Emerald Quest, but they are, and we're taking a nod from the MCU, they are variants. And they are the FSK variants happening in Emerald Quest. So yeah, we are plotting and planning some crossovers and to reach out more. We think, Danny thinks this too, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but we wanted to really establish our books and our characters before we kind of drifted into crossovers, because now we have a bit of an audience. So now when we bring our characters together, we're now sharing audiences and we're crossing them over.
Yes. JD is now calling you MC Pew. Shots fired, basically. And Morgan says he is waiting on Emerald Quest.
Yeah, we got Lumberjack's story worked out for that series and Ace Blade's story in that series. So like Lumberjack's is he is a king. He's actually a fallen king. His kingdom was destroyed. The Ace of Blade is behind the destruction of his kingdom, but the Ace of Blade is also the person who trained our main character Marky in all the uses of her weapons. So Lumberjacks doesn't realize the person he's looking for is the Ace of Blade, but when he discovers that, it's going to be a nice little heated battle, because I don't want to take everything out of it. But yeah, and
give him a little taste. Looking forward, yes. Yeah. Now, of course, I have to bring this up because if anyone is following, Freestyle Comics on social media, you have seen it. But for those who are not following it, you already have behind you one of the epic items that you have on your Kickstarter. Can you share some of those items for those that are not aware of it?
Oh, you mean the action figure?
Yes.
Yes. Oh yeah. So this is available on our Kickstarter. It is called the Action Figverse. Hotshot is our first action figure coming out with the Hotshot series. This has been worked on and crafted by Danny Cooper. He has been burning the midnight oil to make this figure. 25 points of articulation, 7 inches tall, fully painted. I designed all the graphics for it. Just Danny designed and put together the box. This is our first figure. And then we will also have the Vigilance figure, which is
nice.
we're 3D printing all of these, and the
Nice.
plan is to have figures for every Kickstarter. But yeah, this one is fully painted in the box is $100, and then we have the all white prototype, which is $60, and then we have a version that just comes in pieces that you're able to put together for $40.
Nice,
Very
nice.
cool. So
And what
let's
about
talk.
the jacket?
Yeah.
Oh, the jackets are the bomber jackets are super nice. I got we did have one ordered. I ordered it for my son so we can see what the sizes were like. But the bomber jackets are all available as add-ons on the Kickstarter, or you can get them in one of the tiers. Somebody had a really good idea, and I'm going to throw it out there because maybe other people want to do it. We made a blank pledge level that's just $3 to cover some of the shipping, but we made it that way so people can just add on whatever they wanted to and make their own tier level.
Yep.
So practically everything is an add-on, so you can just put it in there and keep it moving the way you want to.
100%. That yeah, I did that on my last one too, and
Okay, awesome.
yeah, that works out well. So I just wanted to give like some backstory on that action figure though. So I don't know. Was it like 4 years ago, Mike? I don't know, because it was the first time Mike and I met. I think this is when it was still short fuse.
Yeah.
And I think you were like on a show with Sean Mack, and he was trying to, I'm not gonna say this, but he was he was trying to make the point that action figures are not a good business decision for an independent creator. And I was like, this man, I'm like, go sit in the corner, Sean. First of all, 2 words, Todd McFarlane. And that's when I was like, I might keep the dream alive, because you don't know. That's how Todd McFarlane did. You just don't know what can be possible. And if you think about it, back then there was no 3D printing, right? So like there's all these evolutions that have now made a lot of these products more accessible to people on our level, right? So just saying, let that be a lesson to everybody. 4 years, Mike's been working hard. He's got all his swag. He never let that thing die, and like he's making it happen. Like I number one have to like respect that, because I'm one of those that's like, people may not see your vision right now, but when it is, everybody gonna want to jump on it, and here we are. So yeah, I too need to cop that bomber jacket. So
it's funny because like a lot of people, when they get interviewed and they talk about their books and what they want to happen, everyone says a movie, everyone says animated series, everyone a TV series, and like I think I'm really the only person that says I want a toy line. I've been making a toy line for these comic books since I have been since I've been collecting toys, since I've been drawing comic books.
Yeah,
that's what I want. If it gets big and it gets picked up, and like books are in every store, this is what I'm talking about. Toys. That's what I would like first. And I know it's crazy expensive and all this stuff, but like Moana said, 3D printing wasn't as accessible as it is now. And I promise you, a lot of the work goes to Danny. We found somebody dope. We found somebody to make the 3D design for us. And originally, all these pieces were put together with zip ties. All the joints are put together for zip ties, and that's what would make it affordable for us to pay for that design. But now that Danny has, and we got the designs, they're ours. We can do whatever we want with them. And now that Danny has those designs, he's been doing research and checking them out, and now he has updated this to have all pegs in it now.
Nice.
And that was his move, him wanting to try to make this figure the best figure that it was, because I was happy with the zip ties. I still got my zip tie one over there with my Hero Academia. I was like, Danny, we're good. And Danny's like, no, we're gonna make this thing amazing. All right, I'm gonna make it happen, and he did. So having this figure is super awesome, super fun. The visual figure looks great, and I'm very excited when Danny puts the upgrades on this one. We are, the next one we're looking for is 5-star Titan, Spider Squirrel, and Void, getting those figures out in there. But there's there's a lot of ways to do things. You just gotta look and dig, and I have to absolutely shout Danny out for making that happen. But he also knows how important toys are to me.
Yeah. Again, yeah, back to the whole team thing, and knowing what drives and what each person is passionate about, and helping them to keep going. That's really important. Gotta have each other's six.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh man, yeah, that's so awesome. When I saw that, I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Talk about, Mike. Yeah, so for me, like I am a Pops person, although I don't go crazy. Well, I try not to go crazy. I like to collect the Polynesian Pops. But then when I saw Viet who does, the custom Pops, I was like, oh yes, this is my chance to bring characters into Pop. So like I have my own little Nakoa no Hair Pops. We're about to expand. I'm about to get on his schedule this year to do our little warrior Pops, and just
hey, those look great.
Little joint.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
You did an amazing job on those.
Okay, so we got the toys, we got the bomber jackets, and of course we got the awesome comics. So
we got the hats too. We're actually doing the Freestyle Comics logo and the Hotshot logo on our trucker hats for this Kickstarter.
Yeah,
actually, I need to check to see where my hats are because they should be coming in.
Supposed to be representing. My bad.
Oh no, you good. Moana has all of her hats.
I do. Mike always keeps me with the threads. I got the most epic one too. It's in the other room though.
I do try to keep my sis flowing with the hats. She's a fan of them, so we look out for each other. But the outside of the toy, the bomber jackets are probably my favorite thing. We made 2 versions of the Void. One is black, one is red. And we did the Hotshot. Those are our flex jackets. The Vigilance one is already made, but that's going to be saved for her Kickstarter next month.
Okay.
I guess they upgraded the site. I can't go backwards because all the jackets that I made before, they won't let me go backwards and add it on. But now the jackets go up to 5X. So
nice.
Concerned or wanted those jackets, they do go up to 5X. They don't make children's, but I got the extra small, and my son is small. He's 10 years old, and the extra small does fit him. It's a little baggy, but you want a bomber jacket to be I think you want a bomber jacket.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you always putting new stuff on the Kickstarter.
Yes.
Trying to dig in people's pockets and stuff.
Yeah, I want to dig in people's pockets, but there's nothing like seeing people wear the stuff to have your characters.
Definitely.
Yes.
I absolutely. This may have been a bad parenting moment, but it's the weather in Ohio is raggedy. It's different every day. And my son has a winter coat. It's an Avengers coat that he wears. But when I gave him the Hotshot jacket, he immediately wanted to wear it the next day. So I let him wear it, but it was, he's not out there at the bus for very long, and we waited till the last minute to send him off. He gets up there, comes home from school. I was like, what everybody say about your jacket? He's like, they thought it was amazing.
I bet they did.
I'm like, yeah. Don't worry, you're about to get a couple more shirts and stuff. We're about to start. I want those kids asking where they can get that stuff.
Exactly. Exactly.
Promotional model, just walking around, getting that biz. And then when they ask, he just hands them a card. Here you go. Go here. Tell your mom and dad, go here.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say congratulations on your nominations for the Indie Comics Awards.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Favorite hero and favorite artist, and then I'm trying to think. I know there are so many that they announced.
Legacy. Lori got nominated for the Legacy Award.
That's right.
Danny got nominated for the Beam Letter of the Year.
That's right.
Veronica won Beam Colorist of the Year. And then we won, we co-chaired and won Publisher of the Year with Beam.
Nice.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yes. Much
It's awesome.
deserved. Much deserved.
Yes, and shout out to Indie Comics Dispatch for putting those together.
Yes.
They do a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're super nice. Kyron and Danny putting together the Beam Awards. I love their presentation. Love the episode they did for it.
Yeah.
So it just it feels good and it's nice to be seen by your peers.
Yes.
In what you do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Kyron and Danny do put on a good show too. Their production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those 45-second questions Danny be asking, they be killing.
Yes. The speed round, yeah, I do love those. Like, those snap too fast for me. My brain don't work that fast.
You got to be ready. You have to go in like mentally open. Like, all right, he could ask me anything. So I just got to be kind of just kind of be froggish. What up, Facebook user? That might be Brett Arnie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or Ryan Robinson.
Maybe the folks who are commenting from in the group, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, they're commenting from the Agents of Geekdom Facebook group. So I think that's it, because the group is private. You have to join the group so that may be part of it.
Oh, that's a good explanation. That's Ryan Robinson, though.
Oh, what up, Ryan?
Because I know if it's a public group, you see it, but I've noticed you always get that warning that you need to do this in order for your name to be seen if it's like a closed group or something.
Yep,
that makes sense. And shout out to Moana and Ryan. Y'all's books are killer. I can't wait to get my new book.
Oh yeah,
the third book.
Yeah.
Yes, it's introduction right now, and hopefully we'll be done almost soon. There's so much going on, man. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're really excited. And then we got to jump into book 4. So I don't know. 2024 is already a beast, and I'm like, okay, where am I gonna fit in this stuff now? Kind of back to the whole like balance thing between your own IP and other stuff. It's like, it's like everybody, but it's a good problem, right?
It's an absolutely good problem to have.
People want your skill, they want your storytelling, they want your perspective, but then it's like, man, if only I could clone myself,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is what I tell everybody. Like, I'd rather be stressed with these type of problems than at a 9 to 5 that I can't stand and be stressed there.
100%. Yeah. It's funny though, like a lot of the things that I do now, like with the podcast and creating our own IP, storytelling, and all this team coordination, all of that actually helps me a lot in my day job. Like, one, makes it seem like it makes it easier to deal with a day job, but two, just like also practicing skills that were growth areas for me, but now I just do them because I do them out here. It's like, I do that all the time now. Talking in front of people, and just doing that. So it's still nerve-wracking, but yeah.
So, Mike, as far as like for those that are interested in like picking up your stuff in person, meeting you and stuff, how can people find out like where they can see you at a con, at a comic book shop, or let folks know, hey, I want you to invite him to come to this comic book shop or come here?
Well, our schedule will be shortly updated on our Facebook page, but my first convention this year will be Awesome Con, March 8th and 10th. So I'm going to be able to see Moana in person for the first time. I know I'm going because I just paid for my table. So paid for the table space. So now we got to look for hotel space. And then I'm going to be at GalaxyCon Richmond the very next weekend.
Oh, okay.
But you guys can always find me at Most Epic Art on all social media. Our website, fsknow.com. You can order all our books and merch. The day after our Kickstarter finishes, all of the merch will go up on that on the website. And obviously the Kickstarter right now is fskgo.com for any of that. And I will warn people, this is a very violent issue. It's a lot of trauma, a lot of emotion in this issue of Hotshot. And like we had to put the page in there that is that says if you or someone you know is going through this experience, here's a phone number to call for domestic violence. We have that page spread in there, and like I made that, and I was like, this is real. Like I feel like I've just been a kid making comic books all these years, but like we just grew up with putting something like in that in there.
Yeah. But I think, these are topics that need to be talked about. Sometimes it's harder to like work through them in other mechanisms and, frameworks. Sometimes you got to see it in like this and just have a better way to navigate.
Yeah. It was tough. Lori Foster would get pages to ink and she'd message me and she's like, Mike, I don't know if I should give you a high five because these pages look amazing, or if I should come give you a hug because these pages hurt.
Right. Yeah. Right. Morgan, you know what? Go away.
Morgan, you need to go read. You need to go read Cypher.
You missed that whole conversation about Carla earlier. You missed that. We talked about this already.
Morgan needs to go read Cypher 3 that his brother wrote, Danny J. Quick, about Carla.
Yes.
See how you feel after that.
Yes, Morgan. Let us know after you read that, and let us know what you think after you read what your boy wrote.
He's like,
he's walking out the door.
Terrible.
Gonna leave my girl alone.
It's fine. I'm the creator of the series. They're gonna see the light.
It changes nothing.
Yeah, Carla is a part of the cast. So we're gonna see. Once we get into it, we'll see where the coins fall. Because this is just because you haven't seen her for a couple of issues does not mean she's gone. We left it on point, but she's still there. So there's still some stuff to deal with.
See, but what he don't know is that as much as he hates Carla actually fuels his love for Hotshot. Just
That's
saying.
That's a bar. Hope she walks in a bath salt. Damn.
Cloud. Exactly.
Boy, I'm about to send you this Cypher number 3, man. This is crazy.
Oh my God, I miss y'all.
Yeah, Morgan, we need to invite you. We got to get you, Mike, a couple other folks, and just have you up on here again.
Oh,
he said, "Don't do this."
I'm just saying. Just saying. You gotta take both sides of that coin.
You got to be unbiased, man. You got to come in with an open mind and no biases. That's the thing, because me and my wife Carmen, we watch a ton of shows together, and if I start feeling a certain type of way, I will ask her, "Hey, just hear me out. Am I looking at this with my male eye, and I'm not catching it, or is that person not right?" And sometimes she'd be like, "Yeah, you are," or she'd be like, "Nah, that was messed up."
Right.
that was all the way messed up. I forgot because we did that last night, and she said it before I could even get it out of my before I can get out of my mouth, because I was about to tap her. It's like, "Carmen, now." She said, "No, you're right. That was wrong. That was all the way wrong. That was her fault."
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my husband and I have conversations like that too sometimes. He'll be like, "Is that?" I'm like, no, that's messed
I
up.
saw her face.
Yeah. And I could literally hear her whiny voice. See, it's written so well that like you can just picture it. You don't even need the comic.
The job is done. The job is done. I don't care if y'all hate the characters or love them. If the hate makes you keep picking it up, then we gonna make it to issue 25 easy breezy.
Everybody knows a good story has a good villain.
Mm-hmm. But she's not really a villain.
No, she's not. But I'm saying it's all subjective, right? Clearly, Morgan thinks she's a villain.
No,
It is subjective.
That. It's kind of like that dynamic that Tony have with Pepper. She's trying to keep him straight and want something with him, but at the same time, he keeps going left, and she's just like, "Woohoo! I'm gonna fight you." Same energy.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god, I can't.
The passion he has against Carla. There's some stories I know is behind that.
See, that's because behind closed doors, Carla is Morgan's boo. Just say.
Like, he don't want to be out with her in public. He got to talk about her in public. But
oh, to throw us all off? If I'd have had this information, Morgan, I'd have grilled you yesterday on Top 5 Live.
See, he couldn't do it because he was live with you. So right now he can do that, but he can't do that on Top 5.
Okay.
Don't you wish that blasphemy on me? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome.
Of course. Since we're getting close to the end of the hour, Mike, is there any little tidbits or information you want to share with the audience about the Kickstarter, stretch goals, any of that?
Well, the stretch goals are all on the page. At 3,000, which we're very close to hitting, we are doing a digital copy of the Visions of Hotshot, which will collect all the artwork that other people have drawn of Hotshot, plus all the sketches and concepts of Hotshot that I drew when I was in high school and college. And that's the first time that we've ever released that. We've got some more keychains, some more magnets on there, some more metal bookmarks. But if we hit 10K before the end of this campaign, we're giving everybody the physical and digital copy of Hotshot 13, the very next issue.
Ooh, nice.
For free onto your pledge. So just go check it out. And we have all the books available on the Kickstarter, all the Hotshot books. We have the entire Freestyle Comics universe. That's 42 comics that we normally sell it for $420. But we're selling it for $225 on this Kickstarter with free shipping. So you can get our entire comic universe for dang near half the price.
Dang, y'all, that's wholesale pricing. You better jump on that.
Hey,
especially if you want to catch up on all the parts of the universe.
Yeah, I prefer comic books to be in other people's hands. They ain't doing no good sitting here in my basement storage.
100.
Does that come with issues?
If they did that 42 books, Mike, does that come with that spread cover with all the women, or was that just a special exclusive back in that other campaign?
That was a special exclusive, and we are currently sold out of it.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good prop, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was dope, and it wasn't. I think that was nominated as cover.
That was nominated as cover of the year.
Nice. That's awesome.
I hope I win that one. Lori and Veronica and we put in work on that damn cover.
Yes. Yeah, I remember when y'all were working on it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a beautiful cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope you win.
Because you still have it as a poster, though.
Yes, we still have it. We still have it as a poster. And if people I know that are within the circle go ahead and get that the 42 comic, I'll make sure they'll get that poster, the 18x24.
So if you hear that, if you're new and you're wanting to get that poster, go ahead and order that 42 level so you can get everything plus the bonuses.
Yes. And then if you come to AwesomeCon, you can have it signed.
There you go.
Or GalaxyCon.
I can't wait to get out there. But yeah, awesome. But
don't listen to the Uber people this time.
I will not do that anymore. But thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show, allowing me to be on your platform, and it is always good to talk to y'all.
Absolutely. Good to have you. Wishing you always the best of luck. And can't wait to see you too.
All right.
All righty. Take care, everybody. Go support his Kickstarter live now. Hotshot number 12 at fskgo.com. Take care, everybody. Come on back at 8:30. We're talking about legal stuff. So if you've ever had legal questions, we're going to try and break it down for folks. And bring your questions and feel free to engage. And we'll see you there. Take care, everybody.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, did it do it? There you go. Oh, nope. Come on.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand,
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if we put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. On the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.